Dear students, today we are going to learn how we can find the magnetic field due to a straight wire having finite length using Biot-Savart law. And then finally, once we have done this successfully, we will also find what will be the magnetic field due to the wire if its length is taken to be infinitely long. But this time we are applying Biot-Savart law. So here you see we are assuming that we have a wire having finite length yx, and then we consider any point P at which the magnetic field due to this wire carrying current wire at this point P, we have to find the magnetic field at this point P due to the wire carrying current I in vertically upward direction. We have also taken that the distance of this point P, perpendicular distance of point P from the wire is small a. This distance is small a, Cp is a small a, and we have also taken angle YCP 90 degree because it is perpendicular distance. Okay, we have taken OC. We have taken any point O on the wire such that OC is equal to small l. This length OC is a small l. I haven't shown the length in the diagram directly because it complicates the picture. So we also consider that the angle made by arm YP with the CP arm is minus phi 1, and angle made by the arm XP with the arm CP is phi 2. In the earlier case we have taken negative sign because while you move from the arm CP in one direction, say anti-clockwise, if you take it as positive, then while you move in clockwise direction, you must take it as negative because the directions are opposite. And we also consider a current element dl at point O, which is making theta angle with the arm PO is making theta angle with the wire CO, and this angle CPO is taken as phi. Also, it is very much visible from the right angle triangle CPO. We have theta equal to 90 minus phi because we have considered this angle CPO as phi, and this angle PCO is 90 degree. So the angle COP will be 90 minus phi. Here you see we according to Biot-Savart law we have dB is equal to mu 0 by 4 pi IDL sin theta by r square. We already know this. Here we have to substitute certain values so that we can find the total magnetic field on integrating the expression. So here we are to find the value of the terms given in this expression. You know, from the figure you can see sin theta, this is theta, sin theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse, and we have taken this PO, arm PO as R, arm PO or OP as R. So if you find the sin theta will be perpendicular, that is CP divided by R, and for CP we have taken A, therefore sin theta is equal to sin 90 minus phi, and sin 90 minus phi is nothing but cos phi because you see sin 90 minus phi is equal to cos phi. Now we have to find cos phi. I was wrongly stating it earlier in for sin theta. We have to find the value of cos phi. What is phi? This is phi. Angle CPO is angle phi. So cos phi will be base, that is CP upon R. So cos phi is equal to A upon R. Cos phi is equal to A upon R. Therefore R is equal to A by cos phi. But 1 by cos phi is sec phi. So we have R is equal to A sec phi. Also from triangle COP, tan phi is equal to, you see, perpendicular, that is CO divided by PC. So we have taken CO as L and PC as A. Therefore tan phi is equal to L by A, and therefore we have L is equal to A tan phi. On differentiating this expression L is equal to A tan phi, we have DL, we have differentiated it, equal to A is constant, sin phi is differentiated to give us sec square phi d phi. On putting the value of sin theta, R and DL, sin theta, R and DL obtained in this equation 2, 3 and 4. In the equation 1 we get magnetic field dB is equal to mu 0 by 4 pi is already there, I is already there. For DL we substitute A sec square phi d phi, A sec square phi d phi, and for sin theta we have cos phi. So we write cos phi here, and R square is, we can see R square, we have R is A sec phi, therefore R square will be A square sec square phi, A square sec square phi, and then on solving this we get the equation. You see mu 0 by 4 pi is there, and one thing more, this is the magnetic field due to this current element DL produced at point P. But if we want to find the total magnetic field produced by the whole wire at point P, we need to integrate it for the variation phi is equal to minus phi 1 to phi 2. So that means integral limits are phi is equal to minus phi 1 to phi 2, mu 0 by 4 pi, and I is constant, A is constant, cos phi d phi. So mu 0 I by 4 pi A we take outside, and within the integration remains cos phi d phi, and that when integrated we get sin phi, and with limits are there, phi is equal to minus phi 1 to phi is equal to phi 2. So we have mu 0 I by 4 pi A, and within the bracket we have sin means sin phi 2 minus sin minus phi 1. So sin minus phi 1 is nothing but minus sin phi 1, and minus becomes plus. Therefore we get sin phi 2 plus sin phi 1. Here you see we have used this relation, sin minus phi 1 is equal to minus sin phi 2. Is equal to minus sin phi 2. Once we feed this value over there and the minus over here, both cancel each other, and we are left with sin phi 2 plus sin phi 1. Now this is the expression for magnetic field due to a finite wire at any point whose perpendicular distance is A, current through the wire is I. It is a constant, and I is constant, A is constant, so these factors are constant. Only factor is are phi 1 and phi 2. So that will decide the sin phi 1 and sin phi 2 will decide the magnitude of magnetic field due to the wire. Now if we consider the wire to be infinitely long, what will happen? we can very well imagine that if we stretch the length of the wire, what happens? The angle at the angle made by x at point P, say for example we consider something like this going infinitely down, then that means this angle is increasing. And so we can imagine if the wire is infinitely long, this angle will become 90 degree, approaching 90 degree, or you can say 90 degree, and similarly this angle will also become 90 degree because wire is infinite, so its length goes beyond any limits, and therefore we can, once we take phi 1 and phi 2 as 90 degree, we get magnetic field due to the infinite wire is equal to mu 0 by I 4 pi a, and sin 90 plus sin 90, that is 2 factor comes there, so 2 in the numerator and 4 in the denominator cancels, becomes mu 0 I by 2 pi a, where a is the perpendicular distance of the point from the wire where we have to find the magnitude of magnetic field. Now recall, we have already derived this expression, magnetic field due to an infinitely long wire, using the Ampere circuital law. So you can see that the magnetic field due to a finite wire as well as magnetic field due to an infinite wire, both can be derived from this same single approach. However, it is bit mathematical. You can feel comfortable because two topics may merge into one topic. So that is the benefit over here. Of course, about the direction of magnetic field, you catch hold of the wire and the tangent drawn on the curved surface, tangent drawn on the curved finger, that gives you the direction of magnetic field. That means in this case it is away from the students, away from you. So that way we got the direction of magnetic field, and the magnitude of magnetic field are these two, mu 0 I by 2 pi a for infinitely long, and mu 0 by 4 pi a into within bracket sin phi 1 plus sin phi 2. So that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.